Cris Carter is in the headlines again. Around the time that Randy Moss was working himself back into the league, he attached himself to that story by talking bad about Randy on Twitter, of all places. TV and radio ran with it, and Cris Carter was in the headlines again, attaching himself to a national story to try to create publicity, try to keep his name and his face in the limelight, because there's nothing that Cris Carter loves more than Cris Carter. Well, now, Cris Carter, disgustingly, is using the bounty story to create attention to himself once again, as if the bounty system wasn't bad enough, as if it hadn't done enough damage to the NFL and its reputation. Especially after the Junior Seau suicide, Cris Carter is now going to go out there and he's going to try to attach himself to Bountygate. Unbelievable. Carter went on national radio, and he told Hill and Schlereth that he's guilty of bounties and that he put money on guys before, and used the term dropping a little change on a guy's head, right? There's nothing like a wide receiver putting bounties on people, right? You got to be kidding me, right? One of the softest guys you've ever met in your life, he's putting bounties on people. But here is where the line comes in, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we're talking about a fraud here, okay? Carter told Colin Cowherd that he actually put a bounty on Bill Romanowski in 2001. This was the next day. I think he mentioned the Bill Romanowski thing on Hill and Schlereth, but he confirmed it on Cowherd the next day. He says in 2001, he actually uses 2001 twice, that he put a bounty on Bill Romanowski. He said that Bill Romanowski was talking trash, and that he put some change on his head, and that, he was using that as protection and all this stuff. You phony, lying, conniving, manipulating loser. Did you think that somebody, or did you not think that anybody would look this stuff up? The fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, that Cris Carter didn't even play the Denver Broncos in 2001. The Minnesota Vikings and the Denver Broncos didn't play in 2001. Maybe he was a year off. Guess what? They didn't play each other in 2000 either. So that threat that Romo said he was going to take him out in Denver in 2001, it's all a lie. You didn't play the Broncos in 2001. You didn't play the Broncos in 2000. And guess what? Bill Romanowski was a Raider in 2002, and Cris Carter was a Dolphin in 2002. So it didn't happen in 2002. So when did this happen? It didn't happen. Cris Carter made up a story. He needed to attach it to a particular player. He used one of the most negative figures on the defensive side of the ball of that generation, of his generation, a guy that was called Dirty. He used him to amplify a story, and it comes out that it's a complete lie, that it never happened. They didn't play each other in 2000, 2001, or 2002. An absolute joke. Congratulations on being a lying fraud, Cris Carter.